About this weekend, fifth annual event. I mean, just talk about the response that you've gotten over the past few. I know things are different from year one
Yeah.
than in year five. Just talk about
Yeah, this is the fifth year for the Ronnie Brewer Foundation Night with the Stars annual gala weekend. And like you said, from the progression from year 1, 2, 3 to 4, the support that we've had from, sponsors, donors, in the community has been phenomenal. It seems like every year they go above and beyond to make this event a success. It's a lot of fun, but at the same time, it's for a great cause, and it allows us to kind of put our ideas and our initiatives in the community in motion. We want to continue to try to do this as long as possible and be able to be a huge landmark in the community.
a lot of A-listers expected to turn out for this event. I know you're honoring Coach Richardson, Scotty Thurman. You're making some other, having other honors also this weekend. Talk about the honors that you got to be.
Yeah, being from Northwest Arkansas, being a Razorback fan, you tend to appreciate greatness in the Razorback athletic program. And with that being said, the likes of, Nolan Richardson that we're honoring with men's basketball, John McDonald, the phenomenal job he did with, track and field, the '94 national championship team, and what they've had on Arkansas history. The 1990 Final Four team with, Todd Day, Lee Mabry, and Oliver Miller. The 1978 Final Four team with the triplets, Sidney Moncrief, Marvin Delphin, my dad, Ron Brewer, and Mike Conley, gold medalist, multiple All-American, and a staple in this community. So we have a great list of guys that we're honoring, a great list of guys that said that they're going to make an appearance and enjoy the weekend and make it a success. So I'm looking forward to it. We've had a great response from people who are buying tickets early online, and I'm looking forward to a really, really good weekend.
Hawk fans, who's who, basically. I mean, it's a Hawks fan's dream to meet all of these dignitaries in Razorback history. Talk about your history for a second, because even though you're a basketball player, you've been a part of this history since day one. Talk about that experience when you were young and just being around this program because of your father and what his contributions to this program has been. Just talk about your time growing up as a Razorback.
Well, growing up in Fayetteville, you idolize, Razorbacks as the phenomenal men and women that they are. And with my dad playing here, being a former Razorback, he had me involved in going to football games, baseball games, going to track meets, support the track athletes. We even caught some tennis matches. But, I was always around the basketball program. I was a ball boy when I was younger. And I grew to love Hog Nation and what it all represents. And, they always say once a hog, always a hog, and that's really a true statement because, once you are a Razorback, you're recognized as a Razorback for life, and, I hold that strong to heart.
The Boys and Girls Club has always been something that's been near and dear to you personally. Yeah. Just explain why and how that just became really your main initiative in what you do.
Well, when we moved to Fayetteville, we didn't know anybody. We asked some locals about the best way to get us involved in, the community, meeting people around the town, and they recommended going to the Boys and Girls Club. And instead of just being a place where we can go play, it became more than that. A phenomenal social atmosphere. They had state-of-the-art basketball facilities. It taught me how to swim. They had the art room, and different things like that. And, you know, they had great role models and mentors that laid the foundation of, you know, kids growing up being the great individuals that they tend to be. And so the effect that they had on my life, I knew how much it meant to me. And whenever I had the opportunity to become a role model, one of the first things I wanted to do is to be able to be a presence and give back to the Boys and Girls Club. And, you know, the look that you see on their faces when you come into the gym to work out or go in there to the computer room or the teen center or whatnot, just to, you know, communicate and fellowship with the kids and, you know, be a mentor or role model to those kids. It made it, you know, a very, very easy decision on where I wanted to pour and put a lot of my efforts and give back to this community.
I know a lot of professional athletes, when they hit it big, they have a long and prosperous career, they like to give back to their community. It's almost a, you know, the old saying, don't forget where you came from. And obviously that was ingrained to you a long time ago from your mom. Talk about that.
Yeah, you know, one of the things that my mom would always say is, you know, you never know where you're going in life unless you know where you came from. And that stuck with me because, you know, I didn't want to be one of those people who, you know, made it and never came back and never was a facet or a face to Fayetteville or you know, I went to elementary, junior high, high school, and college in this area. So, you know, I had teachers and friends that I've known since I was like 4 or 5 years old. So I wanted to go back and show people, no matter how much money or how much time or how less money, less time you had, you know, if you put the effort forth, you know, there's so much that can be done. And, you know, it's just a testament of and determination and willingness of wanting to get something done. And, you know, hopefully other people see what I do and what my foundation does, and they want to do and volunteer just as much and make a difference in this community.
And you made a difference within yourself, fulfilling the promise, not just for your family, but for yourself and graduating this year. I mean, obviously getting drafted and playing in the NBA is a proud moment in itself, but getting your college degree, obviously a special moment for you.
Absolutely. I feel like, you know, some of the big key moments in my life has been focused around basketball and family. But I think one of my prouder moments, because I knew the effect that it would have on my mom, my dad, my brothers and sisters, my friends and family that was in attendance, as well as, you know, people who were in attendance during graduation that, you know, once you put your mind to something, you continue to work at it, anything is possible. And, you know, I could have, you know, not went back and just had the money that I had and, you know, left it at that. But to me, I'm more of a person that if I want to give advice about something and I tell somebody to do it, I'd rather be able to show them that, hey, you need to stay in school, you need to go to college, you need to do this, but you can't really do that if you didn't do it yourself. And so I kind of wanted to walk the line and show these kids that, hey, it's awesome to go play professional sports and play professional basketball, but it's just as important is to focus in school and get your degree. So I was very proud of that moment.
I want to step away from just the gala and whatnot for a second. I just want to talk about the year that the Razorbacks have had as far as an athletic program.
Yeah.
We saw the baseball program, College World Series, men's basketball team getting to the tournament first time in forever. Women's team winning a couple games. Football team winning a bowl game. Track team going for a national championship.
Yeah.
As a former Razorback, as a former player, obviously you want to see the men's basketball program and what Coach Anderson is doing succeed, but how much pride does it give you to just see the Razorback athletic program doing just amazing things at this time?
Like I said earlier, when you say you're once a hog, you're always a hog, it's just not basketball or a football fan. You're a Razorback fan all in all. So the success the women had in basketball, or the success that the women's track team had winning the national championship, the baseball team, the basketball team, the football team going to a bowl, you know, it puts a smile on your face, and, you know, it makes you like the song says, it's hard to be humble when you're Arkansas Razorback fan, because once you have that success, you want to go out and tell people about it. And, that's what I did. That's what I tend to do as much as I possibly can, because I think Jeff Long is doing a phenomenal job putting the right people in place. The student athletes are raising the bar, on the court, field, whatever it is, as well as in the classroom. So I'm excited where Arkansas Athletics is at right now. I think under Jeff Long and under these coaches and these student athletes, they're going to take it a step higher. And I'm looking forward to what the future has in hold for them.
Last question, as far as Mike Anderson is concerned, just what are you thinking about the progress of this team?
Yeah.
Obviously, it's going to be a question until, but your thoughts about Coach Anderson and what he's doing to this program right now?
I think Coach Anderson's turning this program around. He's a phenomenal coach. I think that him going down and making it a point of urgency to go out there and try to keep the best players in the state of Arkansas. Some players tend to leave and might go other places, but as long as he's doing his due diligence and pitching that Arkansas is a place for them to be, and I feel like he's gaining the trust of fans and players across the state. And you look at Bobby Portis, how he developed over the short time he was here, Michael Qualls, and along with the rest of the players, they're taking the right steps to be a great team. I think this year coming up, they're going to be faced with a lot of adversity, losing their top two scorers, and seniors, and Alanis Harris and Kai Madden. But I think Coach Anderson lives for the moments like this, when people turn their back or don't have confidence in him and the team, and when they do exceed those expectations, that shows he's a great coach, that the players that he has on his team are great character guys, and they're going to be a tough bunch of guys to beat. Their style of play, you can't match it, you can't prepare for it, and these guys really like each other. They're going to play hard for each other. They're going to play hard for Coach Anderson, and that's all you can expect out of your student athletes and as a coach. And they're going to leave it out on the line. So I'm looking forward to what they're going to do this year and what Coach Anderson has in store for the future of the Razorback basketball program.
Bobby Portis, potential star in the NBA.
Yeah, it's crazy because I remember Bobby as a high school kid, and Mike telling me that he's going to be the future of this program, and I'm like, okay, I haven't seen the kid play, but Coach, I believe what you're saying, and for him to come on campus and develop like he did, I think he has a very, very high ceiling in the NBA. You can't teach height, at 6'10", 6'11", and he's developing so much skills to his game. He's always willing to get working and willing to get better, working on his mid-range jump shot, extending his range to the college three-point range, and becoming more of a back-to-the-basket post-up player who can also face up. He rebounds at a high level. He has good motor, and he understands when people say, oh, he's not the most athletic. But one thing he will do, he's going to try to outwork you and make you a believer that he's a very talented basketball player.